Up went the decibels and up went the barricades as Portugal threw everything they had at Morocco. Up went the tension as goalkeeper Bono made a fine save from Cristiano Ronaldo and Pepe headed wide at the back post. Off went Walid Regragui, sent off in stoppage time as they hung on. They had spent most of the second half camped inside their penalty box repelling wave after wave of Portuguese attack, but there was no way through a defense as impenetrable as the Atlas Mountains. They have only conceded once in 5 games in Qatar, and that was an own goal in a group win against Canada. Here, they defended in numbers and they did it heroically, keeping Portugal at arm's length during the nail-biting closing stages. Just when it seemed impossible for the incessant din to become any more ear-splitting, the final whistle sounded and the Thumama Stadium erupted and Morocco, the first African team to reach the last 4 of the World Cup, celebrated. They will wait for England or France. Ronaldo made a swift exit, barely breaking his stride to exchange a cursory handshake with boss Fernando Santos on his way down the tunnel in floods of tears. It wasn't meant to end this way for him or for Portugal, who were punished for their lack of creativity going forward, and a goal by Youssef En-Nesyri, who capitalized on a goalkeeping error 3 minutes before half-time. Morocco cut through on a diagonal move with Azzedine Anahi carrying the ball forward through midfield, evading tackles, playing a 1-2 with Sofiane Boufal and finding Yahya Atiatala wide. His cross was high and Diogo Costa abandoned his goal in an attempt to command his area, but En-Nesyri was up high and up early, and the Sevilla centre-forward was there first, across the keeper and Ruben Dias to head the ball into an open goal. It was reward for the threat carried by Morocco whenever they went forward. Also, for En-Nesyri, who caused the Portuguese problems with his movement and strength in the air. He almost scored earlier when he lost his marker at a corner, climbed high but could not get high enough to keep his header down. Another chance flashed over when, another good run, he mistimed a header from a free kick by Hakim Ziyech. Chelsea winger Ziyech dragged an effort wide, formed the edge of the penalty area, Salim Amala fired over on a dangerous counter-attack and Boufal forced Costa into a save. All this in a first half when Portugal's best chance fell to João Felix in the 5th minute. Felix met a free kick by Bruno Fernandes with a diving header and Morocco goalkeeper Bono, hero of the shootout against Spain, made a save, diving to his left. Felix went close twice more before the interval, although both difficult chances from outside the box. The first when he pounced on a poor-headed clearance and went for goal. His shot struck Jawad El Yamak and spun over. All this in a first half when Portugal's best chance fell to João Felix in the 5th minute. Felix met a free kick by Bruno Fernandes with a diving header and Morocco goalkeeper Bono, hero of the shootout against Spain, made a save, diving to his left. Felix went close twice more before the interval, although both difficult chances from outside the box. The first when he pounced on a poor-headed clearance and went for goal. His shot struck Jawad El Yamak and spun over. Felix lifted another difficult chance over from a cross by Rafael Guerreiro and Fernandes hit the bar with a wonderful attempted volley, which almost caught out Bono, before the Portuguese descended into a pathetic sequence of tumbling and play-acting at the end of the first half. Otavio started it, falling down in the penalty area after the slightest tug and then reacting when Achraf Hakimi came over to have a word. Fernandes then crumbled to the ground as he chased a ball into the box with Hakimi in pursuit. Costa made some amends for his mistake with a save at the start of the second half to keep his team within a goal. Ziyech produced another fabulous free kick, whipped in towards the near post. El Yamak reached it with a glancing header, but Costa stood firm and made a block. Fernando Santos, in search of a way back into the tie, made an ambitious substitution, sending on Ronaldo in place of Ruben Neves, and leaving Bernardo Silva and Otavio, later replaced by Vitinha, to monitor central midfield, with 2 up front and 2 wingers. It helped swing momentum towards his side. Goncalo Ramos, who scored a hat-trick when brought in to replace Ronaldo against Switzerland, had barely seen in the ball in the first half, but suddenly had a chance, heading wide from Otavio's cross. Fernandes flickered into the game, firing another over from distance and teasing passes into the penalty area. Santos made more attacking changes, releasing Rafael Leo. Morocco were pushed deeper towards their own goal and their defensive acumen was tested, but they stood firm, despite losing their captain Romain Sess, who was carried off with strapping on a thigh, and finishing with 10 men after Chedira was sent off for his second yellow card.